Welcome to The Passion Pod with your host, Chris Johnson. Thanks for joining us. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the feature presentation.
Welcome back, friends. Today is a first. I'm sitting out in a van that's, I guess, their tour van with an artist that I had heard before, but I didn't know who he was. And he is opening for SonReal, who I just interviewed. Welcome to the show, Soul.
Hey.
Dude, I'm glad that this worked out. I saw you over at the merch table and I was like, dude, your music's kind of tight. You got time to like go do a little something? And you're like, yeah, there's people though. It's loud. So let's go kick it in the van. But really, this is the first time I've ever set up and even tried to do this. So
yeah.
This
is
is
not
dope.
as sketchy as it sounds. It's not like a sketchy van. It's like a Mercedes tour van.
Yeah,
although
it
is our second home right now. So, 6 guys basically living in here, driving around North America right now.
Yeah, you guys, how long was this tour? Because it's like, what, 30 shows or something crazy?
Yeah. Stretched out. I mean, by stretched, I mean just barely stretched. Probably over about a month and a half and doing about, 30 shows. And it's cool. For me, I'm getting to a lot of parts of North America that I've either never been to or haven't been to in a while. And then also just hitting cities that it's just important to hit, like Minneapolis, St. Paul. This area is like a really important part of the country for music. And so any artist who kind of wants to be a part of that, the music world, you should be trying to come out here as often as possible. So I'm stoked to be on the road.
Dude, that's dope that you actually do mention that Minneapolis is a spot, because like we have a lot of pride for it. I'm not from Minnesota, but Minneapolis is my big city. I'm like 90 miles away. I'm way closer to here than I am Milwaukee. And Minneapolis is tight. Like it's not as big as New York. It's not as big as LA, but you don't even have to like leave here. This is a big enough city and there's so much cool shit going on that there's really no reason you got to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
Minneapolis is sick, so I'm glad that you shouted that out. So you've been doing music full-time for a long time. When was your first big tour? When did you start doing this full-time?
Yeah. So I'm from Seattle, which, by the way, I feel is a city similar to how you were describing Minneapolis. And I started coming up in Seattle doing shows really young, like before high school, but it was like open mics and stuff like that. And then while I was in college, I was already set on making music my life and my lifestyle, and I was able to get on the road, I think just once, maybe my junior or senior of college. I got on the road as basically a roadie on a Blue Scholars tour, where they at the time were kind of the Seattle act that was actually like doing numbers outside of Seattle and being able to tour. And they brought some of my OGs and big bros on the road with them. So I was getting to do a couple verses during the homie Grinch's set on a Blue Scholars tour. And that was the first time I ever actually made it to Minneapolis. And we played at 7th Street Entry. And I mean, for me, that was a big moment because I grew up like Prince is the god to me. And, I saw Purple Rain at a young age, probably younger than I should have. And it had a big impression on me. And he's my favorite artist. And so watching Purple Rain, knowing about First Ave, and then being able to kind of tour the space and play the smaller room. And then I've since then, I've played the big room on a tour with the homie Greaves. And I just had wonderful. Actually, the very first show on the very first tour that I did was in Minneapolis. Now that I'm connecting the dots, it was on this Blue Scholars tour, probably 2010, 2011.
Wild. Okay. So, and from there, you were already full-time music? Like that, from there?
No, I mean, I had to get permission from my professors to like skip finals. It was during spring break, or it was like right before spring break that I was hopping on for the second half of this Blue Scholars tour. But after that, I probably got on the road most properly right after I released my first album in 2012.
And what was it about that album? Did you have one song really take off, kind of like how SonReal had Everywhere We Go, just kind of like...
it was a very interesting time for me, and it wasn't just one song. I think that's one of the reasons why the album is honestly, for the people who are tapped in, like it's still in rotation for people, and it's music that has stand the test of time, is that it really was a culmination of, at the time, my 21 years of life and like a full body of work that I still stand on. I just pressed like a 10-year edition double disc vinyl of it because it means that much to people and it means that much to me as well. So no, there wasn't just one song. There's a few records that definitely, at the time, where it was a couple of them that had moments. It was on SoundCloud, Hype Machine, and then like one of the songs, 2020, that I think you had watched a video for, was on. That was like a kind of, for me, it was like a moment on YouTube. So yeah, there were songs, but I don't know, something about that project. And since then, I'm just an album person. So I've, at least from my perspective, it's not just the song, but oftentimes with the people who resonate with my stuff, it's a body of things,
Yeah, I think the real deeper fans, they want to hear the full thing, and anybody that really appreciates what the art form itself is want to see the full picture of what was going on in that time. And I think an album really is like a chapter of that person's life encapsulated for you to be a part of and listen to. So I appreciate albums as well, and I'm still one of those people that likes to go to an album and then play it start to finish without changing the order, just to hear what the entirety of it sounds like. But we don't have time to listen to the whole album right now. I'm going to listen to it later. What's a song from that album that we can play right now on the radio?
Okay. A song from that album that means a lot to me and that I still perform is called 2020. I think that'd be a good one to play.
What's the story behind that song?
I had been working on this album for more than 2 years, and I thought I was done. And then I met a young producer kind of from my neck of the woods up in Washington called Nima Schemes, and he started playing drums for me. We got in the studio and we made 3 songs that ended up becoming probably the 3 biggest songs on the project. They completely rounded out the project, and they're still part of my set list more than a decade later. One of them was Paint, which is a good one to play too. The other one was Stage Dive, and then 2020. And so it really changed the course of my music trajectory, meeting this one person. And so shout out to Nima. And I don't know, that's a song that I feel like has just kind of gotten better with time.
Killing the game, feeling like I'm hunting safari. You got that Jesus on your chain while you do nothing but party. I got my weed, I got my drink, but I'm focused. Gandhi, I feel the focus on me, so I'm taking over shortly. Money on my mind, but only because it's king. Obama $sign, my president is green. Run up in your residence, rip apart everything. Generation don't give a fuck about anything. Never wanted to be an astronaut. I was just an outcast who would rap a lot. Behind music, he was an afterthought. Who'da knew I'd be here or even half as high? And so I wait while you sleep, train while you eat. Bite the bullet, you can see the stains on my teeth. Treat the beat like the battlefield. Call me Kublai Khan, I'm on the sun. I don't know what planet you been on. She my moon, I'm a stars, hold me down while I'm gone. She's at peace, I'm at war, together we make hip-hop. Up while the city sleeps, I don't need a peep watch. Tick-tock, countdown to when the beat drop. It's just us now, cut the loose strings. Turn the lights down and let your mood swing. Heart race to the finish as we shed clothes. Let go of the ego, making your head grow. Whoa, I'm too hot, I'm so cold. They told me don't stop, keep going. You're so full of yourself, right? Only think of yourself, right? All you need is yourself, right? You're truly the definition of I. So take it off, take it all off. The naked body is part of who we are. So take it all off, break it all off. The naked body is part of who we are. So we dance in the rain, drop all things. Put our hands to the stars like we just won the ball game. But we ain't playing for the fortune, we ain't playing for the fame. Matter of fact, we ain't even playing the game. Life is what you make it, you can give it, you can take it. You can waste it chasing just to listen to what I'm saying. 2020 vision isn't a given when you was raised in a system full of the prisons and shitty education. I'm out, let me re-up. What we need's love, what we need's home cooking and good bud. Let's have a powwow and make some music. You can play the drums while I Langston Hughes it. It's classic, this rap shit is tired, it lacks passion. Your world star, mind frame, my lane's way past it. Just imagine all the places we could go. So drop your makeup and take off your clothes. Whoa. Really though. Sometimes you just gotta let it all go. of yourself, right? Only think of yourself, right? All you need is yourself, right? You're truly the definition of I. Take it off, take it all off. The naked body is part of who we are, so take it all off, break it all off. The naked body is part of who we are.
Thank you so much for that song. So after that, you were touring everywhere. How long did it take before it was like a comfort, this is what the rest of your life is going to be?
I don't know if you should, or I don't know if I could have that comfort with anything, because you never know what life holds for you. But knowing that, okay, this fills my cup, this fulfills me. I mean, and I know that it does something for others, and if I can just connect the dots with that, and as long as I stay in love with this, I can do it as long as I want. I mean, that started happening as soon as I just started getting out and getting on stage and seeing in people's faces kind of what the music does for them. So touring was a big part where it clicked. Like, that is a totally different level of understanding of your music's relationship with people than just looking at a comment or like looking at how many views you have or some sort of like metrics on social media. It's like when you get out on the road and you have conversations with people at the merch table, and you have this really balance of like people affirming that you should be doing this thing that you would have been doing in your bedroom, like if no one was listening, and then also hearing and seeing what it's doing for them. Then it feels quite ridiculous and bizarre to not be doing it. So yeah, that clicked early, but I try to embrace the aspect of life where things are always evolving and changing and growing, and like I'm about to go drop off some film after this. I've gotten super into film photography, and I think my openness of knowing that my artistry shouldn't be confined to one thing, and also in life, just like not all relationships last forever. My relationship with music is a lifer. So yeah. I'm giving a long answer, but I knew early that my relationship with music was life. But as far as like putting the pressure on it to have it always stay the same or always be the same type of relationship, I try to let it be open and let it evolve.
I don't think life in general should be that stagnant.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, are you really living? And my favorite painter, Luca Buffo, he started painting, I think, when he was 26. Mm-hmm. And that inspired me to start painting when I was 28. And now, like, I just went this winter on a 2-week trip to Puerto Rico to paint a big mural. I never thought that was going to be part of my life. Yeah. But, being open to understanding that this could be, just because I'm, I past 30 doesn't mean I can't do these types of things, right? Every chapter of life allows limitless opportunities to go in whatever way. And if your creative energy is calling you towards something, there's no reason you shouldn't do that. Yeah. And if you do that, a lot of times that's going to bring more creative juice to what your other projects are anyways. Yeah. And it'll translate into the music. Let's get to another song, though. What's another song that we want to play right now, and what's the story behind it?
Let's play a song called Ain't Gonna Stop. This is a song that I usually finish my set list with, because I think an important ingredient to life is hope and perseverance. My family comes from Haiti, and if there's anything that like Haitians are, it's like we are some of the most, like, when all odds, when everything else goes against you, as long as you have hope and you have the willingness to like continue to keep trying every day, then you can get through some really difficult things, and I've witnessed it firsthand. So I made a song about that conviction of knowing that you ain't gonna stop pretty much no matter what, and you always just keep getting up every day. It's funny because the song itself is also like a really good vibe, and like it's a dance record, and when we perform it I get everybody doing a two-step, which is actually inspired by First Ave vibes in Purple Rain with Prince, when back then in the 80s I felt like they always had the audience doing like choreography and shit. And that song, we all get dancing and stuff, but at the end of the day it's about this like really important human quality of never giving up, kind of sprinkled in with this like a feel-good dance track. So I feel like I kind of strike a chord, like a good balance with that one, and that's why I always finish my shows with it.
Not gonna lie, I listening to it yesterday, that was one of the ones I added to my liked playlist, because I was like, dude, this is a vibe. I appreciate this one.
Yeah.
got me feeling so high. Yeah, I could all night. Yeah, and it ain't gon' stop. Nah, no, it ain't gon' stop. Nah. So the moon was high, the music was live. I was holding on your booty, looking you in the eye. You said, do you wanna ride? I said, do I wanna fly? Hell yeah, I've been dreaming about the sky my whole life, with the girl on my arm and a blunt on my lip, bumping my music up in heaven and they loving my shit. Biggie Pac in the fifth, me and Bob on a split. I could die the day I know the deal is Bob in his head. So I worked all night, and I worked so hard, I might lose my mind, but I ain't gon' stop until I get mine. No, I ain't gon' stop till I get my shine. Won't stop till I get mine. Said I ain't gon' stop. No, I ain't gon' stop. Said I ain't gon' stop. No, I ain't gon' stop. Feel like the sky's in the ceiling, meaning there's no limit to the feeling that I'm feeling. Say hi, you know I'm lifted. Hi. Some people change and act distant, but if I rearrange, it's that different. I'm taking a smoke break, hitting some bootay. Won't answer the phone, so don't call. Probably bumping some Coltrane, sipping some OJ. Sex in the morning, my life is hard. I'm by the bar, drinking holy water. California marijuana, she just wanna party, but I'm higher than an astronaut. I got feelings I can't bottle up. I just wanna love, but these girls, they just wanna fuck. I'm talking good problems, been ducking shots. I ain't talking same problems. I ain't checking chains, but I would rob them. I may take your spot and I ain't stopping. Said I ain't gon' stop. No, I ain't gon' stop. Said I ain't gon' stop. No, I ain't gon' stop. Yeah, we gon' go ahead and let it break down. If you got one, then light it. Brew sipping, bullshitting, game spitting. Plenty women, they just wanna lay with them. Who's winning? The crew winning. Dudes flipping to my haters cause I'm too different. I'm on a world tour with Mozilla's the band, and we ain't gon' stop till we chillin' in France. Flipping crepes in the pan, Perrier in my hand. Couple ladies in my bed getting the lay of the land. Say you don't know what you got till it's gone, and we gon' rock and get lost in the moment. It gets hot, yeah, it gets hot, but we ain't gon' stop cause we got to keep going. Said I ain't gon' stop. No, I ain't gon' stop.
Thank you so much for that song. So what's up with SonReal? Where did you guys meet, and how come you ended up deciding to come on this tour? Because you could just tour like headlining by yourself too, but what made you want to go on this tour with them?
Yeah, it's a fair question. I believe that experiencing and seeing an artist live is one of the most exciting ways to discover an artist. And for me, as somebody who is trying to reach people all around the world with my music, although, you can do things with social media and, these days you put ads out, ad spends, they call it, and all that. There's nothing like seeing an artist on stage. And so for me, it's one of my big goals to get on stage as often as possible. I also just love it. I love live music, whether I'm in the audience or I'm on stage. And so when I saw him, he's to answer your question, he's been a music peer and a friend of mine for years. We've been watching and supporting each other for years. When I saw him announce this tour, and I saw he's going to a lot of places in Canada that I haven't been to, going to parts of this country that I either haven't been to or haven't been to a while, and I just know that our music fits and works really well together, and we share fans, and then we share fans that don't even know they're fans of us yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm winning people over every night. I have people coming to the shows who are getting exposed to his music. I felt like when I saw the tour get announced, I just felt like it was a perfect fit. So, I reached out, and now here we are.
So when he announced the tour, he didn't have anyone lined up to be an opener?
He didn't have support.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy move. I guess I thought that would have came first, but that's rad, man. I mean, I can see how your music, listening to it and even seeing the music videos and everything, I could see how the two of you would vibe. There's a lot of similarities within it. They're definitely distinctly different, but I can see how they would vibe with it, where you could very seamlessly listen to one and then switch over to the other person's album and still be in like kind of a similar vibe and enjoy it. So I'm really excited to see this set because I've never seen either of you live. So we're going to have to get back into the venue. But first, what's the last song that we want to play and what's the story behind it?
Let's play If You Don't Call, which to me, if we're gonna be on the airwaves, this song I felt like just feels like it could be on like the radio, and I don't always go for that, and I didn't even go for it with this song, but it just happened, and whenever I perform it, it just feels like a big record, and so it'd be cool to hear it in this context. It's a song about losing touch with someone that you love, and it's inspired by everything from childhood friends who you just kind of grow apart from, or people who you used to maybe be in love with who it doesn't work out for various reasons, and someone who was your best friend and your confidant suddenly is like a stranger, someone from a past life, and accepting that new reality and knowing that even if they don't call, you'll still be good. And so I wrote a song about that.
If you don't call, yeah, and you think about me, don't worry, I'm good. Yeah, still care about you, never call, but you could. Either way, I'll be good. Either way, I'll be good. If you don't call, when you think about me, don't worry, I'm good. Either way, I'll be good. Either way, I'll be good. If you don't call, either way, I'll be good. Either way, I'll be good. When we kicked it every day, we was something like one and the same, two sides of the brain. Now we don't talk, we went opposite ways. What happened, I couldn't honestly say. Just part of living life, I guess. People move on, everything ends. Like it's a song, can't repeat it, even your jam. You knew it by heart, even your friends, they treat like your fam, like the son of your mom. Love some women like my sisters, how they cutting me off. I got exes I could text whenever something was wrong. Now they married out in Texas and they husband got a gun. So we don't talk. If you don't call, yeah, and you think about me, don't worry, I'm good. Yeah, still care about you, never call, but you could. Either way, I'll be good. Either way, I'll be good. If you don't call, either way, I'll be good. Either way, I'll be good. Don't worry, I'm good. Old friends, new friends, school friends, two cool friends. That one girlfriend, at one point meant the world friend. Lost touch, but you're always my fam. Now we don't even wave when I see you round the way. We just both look away. Used to call me every day, but over time people change. And timing is everything. Timing is everything. I don't blame you, I don't wanna hate you after everything we've been through. I just wanna thank you for being who you are, even though we grew apart. Without you I wouldn't make it this far. Now I'm in my zone, no new friends. And the way I'm working, I'ma lose my old friends. On my phone, unread text and full inbox, but that ain't the only reason we don't talk. If you don't call, yeah, and you think about me, don't worry, I'm good. Yeah, still care about you, never call, but you could. Either way, I'll be good. Either way, I'll be good. If you don't call, either way, I'll be good. Either way, I'll be good. Don't worry, I'm good. If you don't call, either way, I'll be good. Either way, I'll be good.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of The Passion Pod. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. We'll see you soon.